Hey team, welcome back to week 2 of block 1. Today, we're just going to do a little bit of an overview of what's to come from weeks 2 to 4 in both your strength and conditioning progressions. Starting with your strength, week 1 is primarily what we call your skill acquisition phase, meaning you're just trying to learn the movements, learn the skills of what you're trying to do, which is why in your programming we put your RPE, which is your rate of perceived exertion, meaning how hard you're working, down towards the 6 or 7 out of 10. The focus isn't on intensity, the focus is on learning how to move well with the movement selections that we've got for this block. And then over the remaining blocks, we're gonna work on building that intensity and the volume. So coming into this week, our primary goal is to increase that RPE number. From the numbers that you got last week, either remaining the same as your top end weights or bumping up the weights a little bit, we're gonna increase that RPE up to 7 or 8, meaning I just want you guys to play around with the loads a little bit this week. Week 3, we're gonna increase the volume. So you're gonna try to find that number now that you're working out at 7 or 8, and we're just gonna increase the sets and the volume of work that you're doing. Week 4 is where we really get after it, and we're gonna bump up that intensity, keeping the volume nice and high, and this is where I want you guys to be pushing the skill acquisitions that you've just been working on over the block. As for your conditioning, coming off the back of week 1, where we set our baselines for both our long sustained piece, where we utilize the 10-minute bike test, and for our mixed modal piece. So how well can you be sustainable whilst using mixed modalities in your conditioning? So moving into week 2, for the long duration pieces, we're just gonna work on increasing the duration that you're on that erg for. So week 2, you're gonna look at something like a 20-minute erg. Week 3, you're gonna look at that 30-minute erg. And then in week 4, you're gonna progress that into more interval based. So we might go 3 sets of 10, where you're looking at trying to increase the speed, but still working for that long duration with a minimal amount of rest. For the other session, we're gonna move away from the mixed modal stuff for now and come back to that baseline in a few blocks, but we're gonna move into your tempo interval work. So unlike the Wednesday session where we just had one long continuous ride or one long continuous erg, you're gonna separate this up now into those 15-second hard efforts, 45 seconds easy. So you played around with this in Wednesday's warm-up. The idea behind this is that we're still doing long duration work because it's not 15 seconds on and a complete rest. It's 15 seconds on, recovering on that piece of machinery, so the rower, the ski erg, or the assault bike, so you are continuously still moving. So we're gonna use our tempo intervals to bring that intensity up whilst we're still working on the long sustained piece, really helping to build out that aerobic base and set us up for the blocks to come, which is where we're gonna start to introduce more mixed modal training again. So team, that's a wrap up for the intentions for the block. Once again, we're in that first accumulation phase, working towards that 3-rep mat front squat. From here, keep collecting your data, keep gathering that information so that we can utilize that for the weeks and blocks to come. If you have any questions, touch base with us through TrueCoach. As always, keep it fun, keep it light, enjoy, but keep getting after it.